I don't remember much about being 6. Most of it comes back in pieces. Sounds. Smells. The weight of thin blankets in a room that never quite got warm enough. But I remember the night the dream started. I remember it the way you remember the first time. Something inside you broke open, whether you wanted it to or not. I was 6 years old. Small. Quiet. The kind of kid who watched more than he talked. That night I was asleep like any other night, tucked inside a room that smelled like copper and oil, and whatever my mother had cooked for dinner. And then it started. A sound I didn't have a name for yet. Low. Deep. Not outside the walls. Inside everything. Inside me. The room got still in a way rooms aren't supposed to get still. And the shadows moved wrong. I didn't fall asleep deeper. I got pulled. Not by my body. Something underneath the body. Something I didn't even know was there yet. 1 second I was in my bed. Then I was somewhere else entirely. Cold metal against my back. A light so white it had no edges. And figures around me. Tall, dark. Wrong in a way I couldn't explain. My mind kept trying to focus on them. And kept sliding off. Like they weren't fully real. Or like I wasn't ready to see them. And then a voice. Inside my head, not in the room. Quiet but urgent. Like someone who knew exactly where I was. And was terrified for me. Do not open your eyes. I squeezed them shut as tight as a 6-year-old can. Like that would save me. But the worst part wasn't the fear. It was what I felt coming from them. Not anger. Not cruelty. Something colder than either of those. Disappointment. Like they'd been looking for something. And I wasn't it. I was 6 years old. And I already knew what it felt like. To feel something I didn't even understand. And just like that, they were done with me. Thrown back. That is the only word that fits. Not gently returned. Thrown. Like something they'd picked up. Examined. And decided wasn't worth keeping. And then I was back. Copper walls. Thin blanket. My own heartbeat. Except everything was louder now. Sharper. Like someone had turned up the volume on existence itself. And forgotten to turn it back down. My mother came to me. She always did. She held me and told me I was safe. And I wanted to believe her. Part of me did. But even through her arms, even through the warmth of everything she was trying to give me, I could still hear it. The humming. And I understood, even then, that it wasn't going to stop. I didn't go back to sleep that night. I just lay there, staring at the ceiling, listening. That was the strange part. I could hear everything now. The generators outside. The loose metal tapping in the wind. My own heartbeat. Sounds I'd heard my whole life, but never actually heard before. The room looked the same. But it wasn't. Every scratch on the copper walls. Every vibration in the pipes overhead. I could feel all of it. Like the volume on the whole world had been turned up while I was asleep. And nobody told me. My mother woke up the way she always did. Quietly. Like she was already halfway watching. Before her eyes opened, she looked at me from across the room. And she knew. Mothers always know. Before you say a word. She crossed the room and knelt down beside me. And for a second, just a second, I saw something in her face that she was trying to hide. Not fear exactly. Something quieter than that. Like she recognized what was happening, but didn't have words for it yet. I asked her why everything sounded so loud. I didn't know how else to say it. She frowned. Not at me. at something she couldn't see. Outside, Copper Run kept moving like it always did. But the sounds were different to me now. Separated. Like I could hear each one individually, instead of all at once. And then I asked her the question I'd been holding since the dream. Why didn't they want me? I didn't fully understand what I was asking. But I felt it. That cold dismissal. That sense of being examined. And found missing. I was 6 years old. And I already knew what it felt like. To not be enough. I called them the dark people. That was the best I had. I couldn't describe their shapes or their faces. My mind kept sliding off the memory. Every time I tried to hold it, all I knew was how they made me feel. Steadied. Dismissed. Like I was something they'd already moved past. She pulled me into her arms. And I let her. But even then, even with her arms around me, and her voice telling me I was safe, I could still hear it. Underneath everything. The humming. It hadn't stopped. It had just gotten quieter. Like it was waiting. Copper Run in the morning was its own kind of noise. Generators cycling back up. Metal on metal somewhere down the row. Kids already running through the alleys. Before the heat got too bad. It was loud and alive and familiar. But I heard it differently now. Like the whole settlement was one big instrument. Playing a song I was just starting to understand. My mother took me out that morning. Like nothing had changed. Her hand around mine. Moving through the settlement the way she always did. Calm, purposeful. Aware of everything around her. But I wasn't calm. Every sound hit me separately. Every vibration in the ground. I kept waiting for the humming to come back. The trade district was the center of everything. In Copper Run. Vendor stalls patched together. From salvaged metal and old world scrap. Crystal traders next to food grills. Next to people selling circuitry by the piece. It smelled like smoke and oil. And something almost sweet underneath. It was the most alive place. In the whole settlement. In a crowd like that. Most people see the whole thing at once. I couldn't do that anymore. I kept breaking it apart. That vendor's hands moving too fast. The wire overhead vibrating at a frequency nobody else seemed to notice. A crystal fragment on a table 3 stalls away. Catching light in a way that made my chest tighten. Everything had a signal now. I just didn't know how to read them yet. That was the first time I really saw the sign. I'd walked past it 100 times. Without thinking about it. A broken hollow display mounted above the square. Most of the letters dead. Only fragments still working. P.S. Y.C. O.R.E. And beneath it, a symbol. Geometric. Circular. Split down the middle. I didn't know what it meant yet. But something in me recognized it. And for just a second. 1 second. I thought I saw one of them. Inside the broken reflection of the screen. A dark shape. Standing still. While everything else moved. Watching me the way they'd watched me on the table. Then the image flickered. And it was gone. Just a broken sign. Just a market. Just morning in Copper Run. My mother said my name. Just my name. And I came back. The sign was just a sign. The market was just a market. She was looking at me the way she'd looked at me. That morning. Calm on the outside. Reading everything on the inside. I took her hand again and we kept walking. But I kept glancing back. I didn't know it then. I was 6 years old. Standing in a market. Holding my mother's hand. But something had already noticed. What happened the night before? Something far outside Copper Run. Something that had been watching settlements like ours. For a long time. Waiting for exactly what I was becoming.